Hi everyone, Lauren here. I am coming to you live from my bathroom floor. And today I'm going to talk about how to apply our mineral pigments wet. Because dry obviously it's like eyeshadow, but a lot of people have asked me, so that's really nice that they get a really nice bold look with them when you apply them wet, but how would I go about doing that? So that's what I'm going to show you today. So I have all my base makeup on, the BB cream, the Touch Mineral Press Powder, and our blusher. And now I'm actually going to apply our Glorious Primer. I've already applied this actually under all of my makeup, which is so awesome because it just keeps it there all day. I love that a lot. I wish that sometimes, well, no, I don't wish that I was still working full-time, but if I was working still full-time, I'd be really pretty excited about this because I could get through a day of teaching without having my makeup fall off by the end of the day. So I've taken a little bit of our primer, and I actually probably took too much, and so then I'm going to apply it to my eyelids, right? And this is going to help the eye makeup specifically stay on for a longer time. And I'm actually using my computer screen as a mirror. One of these days I'm going to invest in an actual, cosmetic mirror with mirrors, like with the lights, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I've done that. Brilliant, beautiful, whatever. So now, what I tend to do, and I'm sure there's a million ways to do this, but we need to remember Lauren is not a professional. Lauren is a real mom who happens to love this makeup line. And so real mom, real makeup, not a professional. Watch some YouTube videos, but not a professional. So I take our crease brush, and I usually start with my darker color. I start with the bolder color. Right now, one of my most favorite colors that we have is Glamorous. It's like a deep plum purple, and I just love it, love it, love it. So that's what I'm going to use today. So there are a couple ways to initially get your pigment wet, so to speak. One way you can do this is you can just use regular water. Run another sink, you're good to go. That's fine, and that's one way to do it, and it's totally okay. I actually recommend using our rose water. I totally thought this stuff was a hoax, possibly, when I first signed up to do Unique, but it's really not. I use it as a toner at the end of the day after I wash my face. I just spritz it on my face, and it's like this glorious, refreshing feeling on my skin, and I also do it sometimes in the morning. But another use of our rose water is actually to mix with the pigments, and I actually have a great image of showing what it looks like, what our pigments look like dry, and then what they look like specifically when mixed with rose water, because this is not just regular water, guys. It gives the pigments kind of a nice shimmery thing. So, not shimmery, because this isn't even a shimmer. I don't know. It's like a creamy, glorious eye. It's amazing. So, there are two ways you can go about using the rose water with it. You can spray it in the lid of your pigment, which is one way. I used to do it that way. But what I've been doing recently is I've just been spraying it directly on my brush. So, here's my brush. Here's my rose water. I spritz it. And so now the bristles are just slightly wet. And then I take my pigment and I dip it in my pigment. And it does not take very much, you guys. In fact, that's like a lot. That's, in fact, possibly too much for me. So I tend to tap it. I tap it like such. And then here we go. And don't be scared, because it's going to look a little bold. It's going to look a little crazy at first. Bear with me, okay? So, wow, it's hard to use a computer and do this. This could be, here we go. So here we go. I rub it in the crease a little bit, and then maybe down on my eyelid. It's hard to figure out how to use my computer. Let me get a mirror. Hold on. There's a mirror. Alright, sorry you guys. Adjusting. Adapt and overcome. So I'm going to use the mirror that's down slightly below it. And I'm going to get a little bit more pigment. So, with my brush wet from the rose water, I apply it significantly in the crease. And honestly, applying some of this sometimes it's just like a little bit of playing. We're just going to rub, 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 rub. If you feel like it's going on splotchy, get a little bit more rose water, whatever you need to do. So you're like, wow, Lauren, that's a lot of purple. And it is a lot of purple, right? It looks like That looks like a lot of purple. But never fear, I'm going to spray a little bit more of that. More wet brush. And I actually still have some on my brush, so I'm going to just go ahead and start going over here. And you'll notice, like, look, that side's really bold, but this side is also getting purple. So if I didn't want to do it as bold on the other side, I can just do it very lightly here. But because I need to match, you know, I'm not going to walk around like this. You'd be like, Lauren, maybe you need to rethink your career choices. Never fear, guys, never fear. It's going to be alright. It's going to end up alright. So again, my brush is still slightly damp. And it's applying nicely. And so you're like, you have black eyes, Lauren. I don't have black eyes, I promise. I promise. So there we have our glamorous applied wet with our rose water. I'm not done, don't worry. Okay, so this part is bothering me. It's alright, because you'll see what happens. So, next, I'm taking our deluxe brush, and I'm actually going to take one of our shimmer colors. My recent favorite these days has been Sexy, but Curious is another favorite of mine. And because while, you know, the bold look is awesome and great and stuff, I like to soften it just slightly because I just do. But my husband, he's not a huge fan of super bold dark eye makeup. So I'm actually taking this one dry, and I'm going to apply it in the corner and over the dark purple that I've applied wet, if that makes sense. And it starts to soften and blend things nicely. Blend, 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 blend. Okay? And we're not done yet. Do this side. And you see, guys, I'm clearly not a professional in doing this, you know, and how I got good at this, and good is a questionable statement, isn't it? Good is a questionable statement. How I got any sort of knowledge about doing this whatsoever, guys, is one, I ask people who I like their makeup, how they do their makeup, and two, Google, and three, YouTube videos. I watch makeup artists, and am I ever going to be as good as one of those awesome makeup artists? No, maybe not, probably not. I also don't have, you know, 3 hours to spend doing my makeup every single morning. But it's made me a lot more comfortable putting color on my eyelids. And you know what? There was a time when I'd be so afraid to apply an eyeshadow wet, whether it was with water or with our rose water. I'd be so afraid to apply it wet to my eyelid. And I'm not anymore, because you know what? I've learned almost anything can be fixed. Even once you put it on your face, it can be fixed. This is not permanent. So if I find something's too dark, I soften it with a lighter color over it. If I find something's too dark, well, I can always add or too light, I can always add a little more. Nothing is permanent on your face. Nothing. Everything can be adjusted. That's an awesome thing about makeup. So always remember that. So I just did Sexy. You'll notice I have blended it with the purple that I applied wet. And then next, I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorites, Curious, and I'm going to do the brow line. The brow line, I'm going to use our shader brush here. And with Curious, I'm going to go right up under my eyebrow. Right up under my eyebrow. right here. And my eyebrows are slightly in need of some shaping, but that's alright. Real mom, guys, real mom. Not all the time in the world to spend working on my face. But when I do spend a little bit of time doing it, feels pretty good. Feels pretty good to look in the mirror and be like, I still got it. I'm almost 30 and I still got it. It's a nice feeling. So, I'm almost 30, I haven't spit up on my shirt, and I haven't done my hair in a week, but I've still got it. Alright, and that, ladies, is how I do my makeup when I want to use a wet pigment. Spritz rose water on the brush, spray rose water into a cap or into like a small little bowl, dip your brush, get it wet, then dip it in the pigment. Don't just dump water in your pigment, obviously. It gets it just wet enough that it applies wet and has that deeper color without being like soggy. If you get it too wet, it's gonna like run down your face. So that's why I like doing this, because it's just a spritz. If you run it under the sink water, that's fine. Make sure you kind of squeeze some of the excess water out first, because otherwise it's going to run down your face, and we don't want it to run down our face. We want it to stay on our eyelid. Let me go ahead and just finish up really quickly. Our new precision pencils, they're freaking awesome, you guys. In fact, let me quickly show you something. Ignore my messy bathroom counter. And ignore the fact I'm in sweatpants. I work in my sweatpants. It's pretty awesome. So here's my old eyeliner that I used to use. It is regular drugstore eyeliner, right? Here, it is on my hand. Here's our new Moodstruck Precision Pencil eyeliner. This is one of our brown ones. It's our dark brown. It's called Proper. Here it is on my hand, okay? So this one, shoot, it's going to be hard to do. Hold on. This line right here that my finger is above, this is the Moodstruck Precision Pencil. This one right here is drugstore. Watch. Right? So you're like, Lauren, they both kind of smudged. You're right. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that that our new pencils don't ever smudge. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that. But I will tell you this. They smudge a lot less than the drugstore one. Right? So at the end of the day, when I am taking my makeup off, I still have eyeliner on my face. I do. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's like perfect, precise, oh my gosh, it's just like I just applied it, because that's a little unrealistic, to be honest with you. But it's definitely more there, and it's definitely there at the end of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to quickly line my eyes. It glides on nice and smooth, and I love it. Here we go. And I'm actually going to use a white eyeliner on my waterline. This is a new trick. We talked about it actually earlier this week. And it just really opens up your eyes. I can't talk while I'm doing it because I don't want to stab myself in the eye. There it is. And as always, I'm going to, where's that? Top it off with my 3D mascara. I am reaching the bottom of these tubes, guys, and I'm really excited because I have this one. It's brand new, and I'm going to open it soon, and it's going to be glorious. But I got to use the rest of this first, so here we go. I'm going to do just a quick application. Quick application, quick application. Oh shoot, that's a bummer. I'll get that in a second.
You can tell I'm getting to the bottom here, guys. My fibers are running out of fibers. I'm really finding that if you want the 3D mascara just to be for length, you just really need to concentrate on the tips and not the whole lash. I like to add a little bit of volume with mine as well. So you'll find that I tend to go a little lower sometimes on the lashes. But if you really just want it for length, just do the ends. Don't worry about doing it low on your lashes. Alright. Here we go. Sorry. You know how when you're doing your makeup and you get in a zone and you're just like, I'm getting the makeup done. That's me right now. Uh-oh. And there it is. That, my friends, is a recreation of my single most favorite bolder mineral pigment look that I have found so far with our pigments. I love the purple. I love the purple. And we have a couple of shades of purple. This is my particular favorite one. It's glamorous. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to top it off with my favorite lip gloss, which is Lovesick. It's a sheer but lightly colored, gorgeous rosy color. That's it. That's how we apply our pigments wet, and I hope that helped. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any. Thanks. Bye.